Wake up world, let's start the day. News is coming your way. Chaos in, but don't you fear. Gold Eagle's here, let's steer. Look around, what's going on? Global stories all day long. Unity news bringing light. Daily chaos feels just right. Look around, what's going on? Global stories all day long. Unity news bringing light. Daily chaos feels just right. Daily chaos show today, keeping madness all at bay. Together we can find our way in this crazy news ballet. From far and wide we gather near, news that makes it all clear. Gold Eagle flying high, spreading wings across the sky. Stay informed now, don't you pout. Daily chaos got the clout. Unity in every shout. Listen in, don't tune out. Daily chaos show today, keeping madness all at bay. Together we can find our way in this crazy news ballet. Stay informed now, don't you pout. Daily chaos got the clout. Unity in every shout. Listen in, don't tune out. Daily chaos show today, keeping madness all at bay. Together we can find our way in this crazy news ballet. Crazy news ballet.
Hello, good evening, folks, and welcome to Daily Chaos with Gold Eagle. Not Ollie, not Ollie. Everyone in chat there is saying good evening, Ollie, except for Dotmac, who says good evening to everybody. Yes, good evening, Alphabet Cat, Looby-Dooby-Doo, Lilith Angel. Yes. No Ollie. Well, Ollie's been delayed. We might still get to see Ollie, but Ollie has become the news. Thousands stranded after flight cancellations and delays at Gatwick and Heathrow airports, and that actually is where Ollie was travelling back to Spain, and he was having nightmares. Absolute nightmare. He had to get a different flight from somewhere else, but he is due to land anytime now. So what I sent him the link, and when he lands, he'll use his phone and he'll come on. But in the meantime, you've got good old Gold Eagle. I didn't finish saying hello to everyone. Wedgie Hammer, media consumer. Mary Walker Treacle, Doreen, who haven't I said hello to? Spider Queen. Oh no, that was from last night. I've done enough. I've gone back. Contractor. Strangely, airports worked flawlessly until 2020. Huh? Yeah, they did. Yes, Pandora Chaser. He's based out in Valencia, I believe. Or that's where I believe he's flying into. So that's my information. Now, I made this that clip, that intro there, but some of the clips I didn't make the cut. So I thought I'd just show them to you quickly now. Is this one as well? No, that's the intro. Where was the other one? Oh yeah, here's the other one. This one is about the debate. With Trump and Biden, and if they were dogs.
I have the highest approval ratings of all the pets, by the way, not just dogs. We're talking about fish, birds, lizards, snakes, turtles, maybe aardvark, cats, and I don't even like the cats very much, but they seem to like me tremendously. Giraffe, hippopotamus, zebra, gerbils, African fat-tailed gecko, or alley cat. And if you look at him, it's sad. He's trying to list the animals. By the way, I don't know why he's doing this, because we all know that I list the best animals. Nobody lists animals better than I do. That's malarkey. The idea that I can't list animals too. Let's have a competition right now. I'll name 100 animals. 500,000 trillion animals. You know, this is such a waste of time. I already peed on the White House, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but now it's mine. It's my house. Where am I? Why am I a dog?
Yes, it is funny how they are pushing Biden. You know, we've known for years, haven't we, that he's doolally, suffering from his Alzheimer's or whatever it is. Sniffleitis, maybe he's got a bad dose of. I've got a spot as well on my nose. Oh, it's making my nose all red. My Jewish nose. I'll scritch it in so it's not so Jewish. Oh, shall I pick it? Shall I pick it on the thing? That's what I ought to do. I should have done a little video with splosh on there. Maybe not. Flawed but Hopeful is all by herself over on YouTube on GoldEagle's YouTube channel. Good evening, Flawed but Faithful. You get your own little welcome there. Yeah, so I'm looking forward. Who's looking forward to the football on Wednesday? I definitely am.
Well, fuck me, that was close, wasn't it? Do I have any plans for the Netherlands? Well, if Harry Kane can get out of our own fucking half, that would be a start. Jude needs to grab the game by the balls again. If that doesn't work, we'll just sit back for 90 minutes and pray for a fucking miracle.
Yeah, I think they will. They'll play for penalties. They'll play very tight on there, but it is a good distraction. Bread. And circuses. I enjoy it anyway, and it will be good. I don't know what time it's on actually, because hopefully it won't clash with the Emperor. Otherwise, I'll be torn between two lovers. Did you see Djokovic? He got booed at Wimbledon.
And to all those people that have chosen to disrespect the player, in this case me, have a good night. Good night, good night. Very good night. Yeah.
I'm hoping that they were just commenting on Rune and that they weren't disrespecting you.
They were. I don't accept it. No. I know they were cheering for Rune, but that's an excuse to also boo. Listen. I've been on the tour for more than 20 years, so trust me. I know all the tricks. I know how it works. It's fine. It's okay. I focus on the respectful people that have respect, that pay the ticket to come and watch tonight, and love tennis, and appreciate the players and the effort that the players put in here. I played in much more hostile environment, trust me. You guys can't touch me.
Yes, I'm just going out there because I want to show you how that was reported in the papers. So let's go to the Express. So that was reporters. Novak Djokovic snaps at Wimbledon fans and refuses to be calmed. I don't accept this. Do you know what I mean? It's so funny. He called out the disrespectful Wimbledon crowd and refused to accept the excuse that they were cheering for the opponent. But no, I think it's great. I mean, it was brilliant that he spoke out. He was one of the very few sportsmen that, stood up, and well done, that man. I did think that was very good. There's a video doing the rounds about Dishonor My Son. I thought I'd play it anyway.
I do not believe this. I genuinely do not believe this is actually going to happen. This is my son who lost his life in Afghanistan on Valentine's Day 2010. And his name is being dishonoured again. In a matter of weeks, one of Osama bin Laden's top Al-Qaeda operatives, Rangzid Ahmed, is probably going to be walking the streets of the UK again as a free man. He was given a life sentence for plotting mass murder. But the Home Office and the Parole Board say that he's been de-radicalised. This is my son. My son. He gave everything for this country. And you're going to let out one of the people he was defending us against. I said I wasn't going to cry. But this gets me so mad. Do they not remember Osman Khan, who apparently was de-radicalised and went on to stab and end the lives of those two people on one of the bridges in London? De-radicalised. I want to scream, and I want to scream so much. How dare they dishonour my son's name, the 260th British soldier to die in Afghanistan. One of 457 brave British personnel who gave the ultimate sacrifice, and you're dishonouring my son and those other British men and women. And you're going to let this person out of prison because he's been de-radicalised. There are no words.
Well, I wonder if the Reverend James Costello has been de-radicalised and he can get an early release. I think that would definitely be good. But this is a subject that I wanted to touch upon. I'm friends on Twitter with, and I mention her quite often, is Trudy Galloway. And I empathise so much with Trudy because she lost her son due to lockdown. And she fell out, or has fallen out, with Sonia Poulton, who I also follow on Twitter and watch her show on Mondays and Fridays at 9 o'clock on YouTube. Definitely worth a watch. Because what happened was that Sonia was saying that there's no one to blame for a suicide. You've only got, the person's chosen to take their life. I think the truth sort of lies in between. The thing is when you've lost a child, it is really, really, really painful. And the reasons behind why they took their life. This is my message. This is my message to Trudy.
Never give up on people, Rodney. I know sometimes they don't seem to understand, but when you're in trouble and you cry out for help, that's when it's important. I mean, you take, Trigger's cousin Cyril. Now, he had what? Well, he owed 500 quid or something on his mortgage, didn't he, Trig?
Yeah. He was going to be thrown out on the street the following day. He was very worried about it.
What happened then, Trig?
He drove out to Beachy Head. He parked about 5 foot from the edge of the cliff.
No. What, he was going to drive off it?
Yeah. He just sat there for 2 hours, his head resting on the steering wheel. People tried to talk him out of it, but he was too depressed to listen.
And this is the thing, Rodney, this is what I mean about people. You see, because those people there, they had a whip round and they got him his 500 quid.
Who held the whip round?
All the passengers on his bus.
There are some things that I can't forgive people. For example, the cheering on of basically a genocide in Palestine and not able to look at the facts. And the facts are coming out that it wasn't a false flag or whatever. I don't know the grammatical term for it, but most of the people, the Israelis, were killed. There's some great documentaries now doing the rounds. I watched one today. It was very, very, very good. And this what annoys me with how right-wingers, the Tommy Robinsons, the Maher Towsies, Andrew Goldstein, etc., even the likes of Heart of Oak. He's been on all bloody week and a half covering for James Freeman on TNT radio. And I have to turn him off because I know his opinion on it. It's like, the bloody Muslims. Look, don't get me wrong. Islam is a problem, but it's the Jews. But that's enough because I don't like talking about it because It makes me very upset. Yes, GoldEagle has a heart. Anyway, let's crack on with, let's just have a look, see what people are saying in chat. There were 5 flats. I lived in 2 over the years, statistically 50-50. Don't know what that was about. They're actors, I'm afraid. All of them, says We Fat Shugs. He's talking about the Satanists in charge. They're very, very clever and well presented. Nothing like the stereotypical image of the Hypnobox presents with us. Well, funny enough, let me just come back because let's just have a look at. Here we go. Let's bring on there. Add to stage. Healy, John Healy. John Healy's been appointed Secretary of State for Defence on the 5th of July. He was elected as an MP. And I've actually got coverage of him at work today. He had to meet someone from the army.
Defence Secretary?
Where? Oh, right, that's me, isn't it? Sorry, new to the job.
Major General Edwards.
Where? Oh, right, is that you? Sorry, I just wasn't expecting a,
Yes.
Yeah, Gavin Williamson. And this is the army, then?
It is.
Right. So, where do you keep the boats?
Nope, that's the Navy.
It's the Navy, right, yeah. Boats equals Navy. Sorry, I'm still slightly playing catch-up with the details. Wasn't really expecting to suddenly become Defence Secretary. You know. This time last week, I was in the Chief Whip's office, you know, with my pet spider.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Cronus, this is Major General Edwards. Major General Edwards, this is Cronus. Yeah, so last week I was just weird spider guy, and now I'm in charge of the full might of Her Majesty's Armed Forces. It's insane, eh?
Utterly.
Anyway, the upshot is I've suddenly had to swat up on the Army and Navy.
And Air Force.
There's an Air Force as well. Right, OK, well, I'm learning already. I'll have the hang of this in no time. Right, should I go and address the troops?
If you'd like. I'm sure they'll be delighted to hear from a man of such uncommon experience. They're this way.
Right, you are.
That's a Cub Scout salute.
Right, what is the proper salute?
It's Army, Navy, Air Force.
Ah. Oh, so my next door neighbour thinks I'm in the Air Force. Well, I'm glad I asked. I can't tell you how helpful this has been.
It's been my absolute pleasure. Now, are there any other questions?
Yes, can Cronus be your new regimental mascot?
No.
OK, can I have a gun?
No.
Fair enough.
Right then, ready?
Absolutely.
Don't worry, they may look like trained killers.
But?
There's no but.
Oh, right. Well, here we go.
Oh, and there's a medal to give out this morning, so make your way to the front and ask to see private parts.
I want to see private parts. Right, got it.
Yes, obviously that wasn't John Healy, but I'm pretty sure that is exactly how he's going to be. Let me just remove that from the studio for a second then. It popped up. I thought actually Ollie had joined us already. For those that have just joined us late, Ollie has been held up in I'll flick it up on the screen again. Where is it? Here we go. Let's put this up on there. Thousands stranded after flight cancellations, delays at Gatwick and Heathrow airports. That should actually read thousands, and Ollie was stranded. He has managed to get a flight back, and he's hoping to land very soon. And he'll come on, and he'll because he says he wants a rant, so he will be on shortly. Should we have a look at the news? Let's bring that back in again. So we've got a new COVID variant called Flirt. Oh. That looks nice, doesn't it? Oh, you're very nice. Oh yeah, that's me flirting, by the way, which is very, very poor. But yes, a new COVID variant called Flirt could ruin your summer, just like the government. Yeah, so come on, it's all back to testing. I hope you've all tested. Get boosted. Pete Buster one. I'd like to sponsor you. See how many boosters you can get in a day. That would be brilliant. I'd definitely pay some money towards that. That's for sure. What are the symptoms of the new Flirt variants? Fever or chills, cough, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, headache, muscle aches, difficulty breathing, fatigue, new loss of taste or smell, brain fog, gastrointestinal upset stomach, Mild diarrhea, vomiting, basically anything that makes you feel ill, you've most probably got it. And I'm sure there's no correlation between the symptoms of 5G, which are also the same as these ones as well. Let's go back and see what else is in the daily news. UK faces World War III in 5 years. Lying again, because it will be less than 5 years. If I was a gambling man, I'd put some money on it being less than 5 years. Starmer, they're going to go to war. They're going to do everything. And the online harm bill, did I say that right? Is going to be rushed along. Honestly, they're going to push it. One of the things that they'll attack first is Telegram. Starmer doesn't like Telegram.
Telegram has been described as the app of choice for extremists. And Mr. Speaker, if you can believe it, if the House can believe it, as we were paying tribute to Sir David on Monday, Telegram users could access videos of murders and violent threats against politicians, the LGBT community, women and Jews, as we were paying our respects. Some of these posts are illegal. All of them are harmful. And Hope Not Hate and the Board of Deputies have said that Telegram has, in their words, facilitated and nurtured a subculture that cheerleads for terrorists. Tough sanctions are clearly needed.
So you can bet your bottom dollar that they'll be coming our way for Telegram. And they'll be coming for UNN as well for all the stuff that we do. Talking of ministers, Nigel Farage is in Parliament and he's looking forward to tomorrow's question time.
Question time. First time in about 5 years. Number 37, I think it is. I'm filling in a form, name, address, phone number, email. That's fine, I can live with that. Do you agree to this email address being used for the purposes of clause 13 below? Diversity monitoring. Goodness gracious me, they want to know about my sexuality. Well, I'm going to keep that very private. And ethnicity. There's my answer. It's a big no. Go to hell.
Well, I am looking forward to Nigel causing a stir and speaking out. I mean, you've got to bear in mind he's one of them, but at least he's speaking out. He's a voice in there, a dissenting voice, which we didn't have before, which can only really be a good thing. I still say it's a revolution that we need, but at the moment it's just me. But we do need to wake the fuck up.
Because this Magnums, Marmite, pot noodle, and all of that shit. They're the same people who make us our fucking shit. Do you think they've got your health in their mind? They don't. It's all about fucking money. Buy single ingredient foods and cook it. This is all the same thing. Chemical fucking shit. Wake the fuck up.
Yeah, the way it's all there. Nothing. I remember when we had they were saying that eggs, with that horrible woman, Edwina Karma Curry, and she was shagging. I don't believe it. She was actually shagging John Major. I mean, what the hell? Excuse me. Matron. But yeah, she was having her end away. But around that time, they kept saying things like, this isn't good for you, and this isn't good for you. And in the end, it was like, what the hell is good for us? So I carried on anyway, eating all the stuff. But it is time that we started to eat the correct things and get healthy. Your body is a temple, apparently. Let's see what people are saying over on Twitter. Edwina Ibonk John Major Curry, says Alphabet Cat. Looby Dooby Doo says that Edwina lives in my daughter's village, known as Arrogant. Pamela Joe says Vesta Curry and Rice. Good evening, Roger, says Sporty Oxford. Contractor says, oh shit, I'm tucking into a box of Pringles. Pringles, okay. That is one of the worst things, okay, because there was a company called Monsanto, and they've actually put in there chemicals into that. It's basically they take like the potatoes. It's all formed, something formed. Well, I can't remember it, but Pringles are really, really, really bad for you. And Pandora Chase also says Mr. Kellogg's was a pedo that invented vibrators. Yeah. Media Consumer says, I'm trying to get people to move to Telegram. I lost my entire YouTube audience. Yeah. Hashtag me too. That's why I'm trying to get it back with my, I think I've got 12 thing there. Rothman says there was an interesting interview by Tucker Carlson, the founder of Telegram. Russian guy operates from Dubai with only 30 tech engineers. Yeah, that will be worth looking into. Jan 1954 says, oh my God, you're not to call out M, but they can do what they want to us. Telegram doesn't belong to the UK. Pandora Chase says Telegram was always a kind of honeypot trap designed by WEF2. Yeah. I mean, this is what annoys me with Facebook as well. But I play a game called Zynga Poker, and it's all We Fat Shugs' fault because he got me interested in playing poker again. And I'm getting good. We Fat Shugs. I'm already up to a couple of £1 million. Yes, Pontins, Telegram is controlled. I think Pontins there was saying that without the correct. Isn't Telegram controlled? They control everything. They have control of everything. Right, let's go back and look at the headlines. If I put that back on. Oh, put that up on my screen so we can see it on there. So look, huge delays on major road and motorway. This is why the UK weather has been so disappointing this summer. It's all travel, doom and gloom, and that flirt, a bit of flirting with COVID coming in. Toxic metals, including arsenic and lead, have been found in tampons sold in UK. Study says. Now, can I just break the rumor? There was a rumor going around that string is for you to floss your teeth with. That's not true. Also, while I'm on it as well, a couple of cancellations I've heard about. Everything you need to know about fraud conference has been cancelled, and there are to be no refunds at all. Sorry about that. Also, as well, my premature ejaculation on Thursday has been cancelled as well. Apparently, no one can come. Have I got any more? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other cancellations. Let's have a look at this. MOD admits death of pilot who inhaled Chinook fumes was related to service. That's unusual for them to admit it. They don't like admitting things like that. The injections that they give to our armed forces cause anything other than like all these different syndromes that are going around. It was a baby found dead. Let's go on to a more highbrow channel, Sky News. Starmer is on his way to the NATO summit for first foreign trip as PM after facing Sunak in new parliament. Southgate on the referee. And Luke Shaw injury concerns ahead of Netherlands clash. I don't think Luke Shaw actually played that well, to be honest. Drink driver took photo of a speedometer hitting 141 miles per hour moments before killing baby and his aunt. Jay Slater's uncle is Jay Slater's desperate family vow to continue searching Tenerife until missing teen is found. That's just getting stranger and curiouser on there. There was even a song that was released by Jay Slater, which included him being stuck on a cactus, which was released 2 days before he went missing. Very strange indeed. Let's have a look at the Mail. So the Mail goes with that Novak Djokovic blasts the centre court crowd for booing him. I mean, he's just a realist, and this is the way that you do get slighted by the press. So Rishi Sunak has appointed the interim shadow cabinet as Tory chair. Rick Holden and Dave Cameron quit after disastrous election meltdown with infighting between left and right wings ramping up. Yeah, Tony Cruz from Germany called out the problems with immigration. He tried to do it as PC as he could. Meet the second most powerful man in Britain. He cut his political teeth purging extremists on both the left and the right. He's now Starmer's friend and enforcer, and is now at the heart of number 10. The pictures wouldn't look out of place in country life. Oh my God, he's ginger. Oh, talking of ginger as well, I had a so my account's locked. Okay, I got another 2 days. So let me just prove it to you. Let me just like something. I've got 1 day. I've got a whole day, 24 hours, and I will be back on Twitter. However, today, I don't think I've got it on here. I had one of my other accounts. I haven't used it for about a year. I did it to take the piss out of Tommy Robinson when Tommy Robinson got allowed back on Twitter. So that's about 8-9 months ago that I opened it up, okay, before I got banned. And I had an email from Twitter saying that the whole account's been suspended. It was called the English Ginger Defence League. And it was basically taking the mick out of us gingers. Yes, I am ginger. I know I'm grey, but I was born ginger. My nickname at school was Ginger Pubes, but I don't think I should have told you that because you'll all be calling me Ginger Pubes now. But it was in the email. It says it was reported to them that. So someone has actually gone to the trouble of firstly sussing out that that was me. Because honestly, I only shared a couple. It was only for one little gag that I did on there, but it's very scary that that can be done. Anyway, enough of my chat. Ollie Connolly has joined us. Good evening, Ollie.
Evening, Simon. Evening, guys. How you doing? How's life?
Yeah, it's good, my friend. It's good, my friend. So you've just touched down.
I'm actually at a connection in Ibiza. I was supposed to be going home to Valencia from Gatwick, and my flight at 6:25 this morning was cancelled, and I only knew about it when I got to the gate. So that was fun. So anyway, I managed to get a rescheduled flight, but via Ibiza. So I flew into Ibiza airport, which looks really just like a bloody airport, basically. But sunny at 8 o'clock in the evening. Yes, 7:30, isn't it? Yeah, 8:30. Yeah. And there you go. Yeah, absolute chaos, travel chaos today.
Do you think
just like this government, probably. Pardon?
Yeah. Do you think it was deliberate?
I don't think that they ground an entire flat for me. Their excuse was too much traffic over Europe. But for some reason, anyway, yeah, that was EasyJet. Never had a problem with them before, but there you go. It was chaotic, and I didn't sleep last night because it was an early flight and all that. So, yeah, but hey, pretty fascinating stuff going on around and about. Disappointing in France, I think, but on the other hand, at least Macron is muted for the next 2 years. Fantastic there. And it's going to be fascinating to see. I just wonder, Simon, whether or not they're just trying to kick off chaos, whether or not this is actually a little bit engineered to create the kind of havoc that they really, really want to be able to implement, well, the big ML words, yeah? Martial law. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it is looking in America. Civil unrest seems very likely. In fact, there's betting odds between civil war and world war because it's all kicking off it's all kicking off in Ukraine as well.
Take your pick. I mean, that hospital. It's so convenient, isn't it? I was with a relative of mine who let's just say is very conditioned by the BBC and what have you, and just isn't interested at all in hearing about what's really going on in the world. And it's frightening how many people I think are in that situation. I think probably it's more elderly people, but I think people are waking up, but just not enough, you know? I mean, we really are sleepwalking off a bloody cliff at the moment, humanity, it seems to me. And they're getting everything lined up for the kind of chaos that they need for a nastier lockdown than before. Yeah, possibly martial law. I don't know. I mean, it's what we've been talking about for years, and they do seem to be in a position now where they could engineer that. They could have already engineered that, and pretty much they've got all their whatnots lined up in a row. So far as the UK is concerned, I said we've gone from socialist to Marxist, huh? But both under the auspices of the WEF, the UN WEF, as we know. And again, I mean, people are just, I mean, you know, I'm hearing people saying, oh, we've got to give Starmer a chance, and I mean, for crying out loud, people just have got no idea of his background. And hearing Rachel Reeves, you know, now the Chancellor, I mean, wonderful to have a woman Chancellor, the first woman Chancellor in 800 years. On paper, that's a lovely idea, but the fact is, what was she, a bank clerk? I mean, isn't that her experience? As my dad was a chartered accountant, and he always used to say, whoever's the Chancellor should be qualified in economics. They should be an accountant, what have you. We've got a bank teller for Chancellor now.
This is the trouble, though, with all positions. They just move you from one department to another, and experience is not really in there, which again would back up our conspiracy theory that they're all puppets, you know?
Yeah, well, I think it's so clear as day to anybody that's it just frightens me about books in the corner of the room. That's the worry. You know, can people wake up in time? That was awesome election coverage. I was honoured to be involved in that, Simon. It was fantastic, very much so. I thought it was great fun, and it was really, really cool having a chat with David as well. And I think it was Anthony, wasn't it? And and Mr. McLean. Who was fantastic with his analysis, with the stats as they were coming in.
Neil McRae's a good man. Neil McRae's a good man.
Neil. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sitting. Sitting. If I kneel, the audience won't be able to see me. But I will take a knee. No problem at all. Yeah, I mean, it is looking pretty poor as far as how the freedom movement is going to go forward, when, as you say, they've positioned everything in, and I think they're getting ready for something big, maybe like they're discussing NATO. So Starmer's over
something like what?
Keith Starmer. Ken Starmer is over at NATO, and I think this is what they'll be discussing. Is their reaction to Russia's aggression?
Yeah. I mean, that looks so full slaggy to me. That hospital, it just, it's so easy for them to pull the heartstrings for the unversed, and it seems to work every time. It does work every time, and they could do a lot worse than that in terms of false flags. But in terms of Ukraine, they're clearly trying to prop that war up. I mean, maybe it was Putin. I think the Russians, didn't they say they were bombing somewhere else? They were bombing barracks, or they were bombing buildings, or they thought they were.
The intelligence coming through is that it was one of the anti-aircraft missiles, so it was a Ukrainian missile. But then they've countered that by saying that they wouldn't have to have used them if Russia hadn't been attacking them. But there's a question here from Rothermans says, what do you think of our Foreign Secretary, Ollie?
Rothermans, God bless you, man. Hold on, who's the Foreign Secretary now? Is that Lammy?
Yep.
Yeah, is it David Lammy?
Yep, that's the one.
Well, it's a puppet show, isn't it? It's a puppet show. I mean, he's another guy who hasn't got any gravitas for the role, but then the guy before him who kind of did have some gravitas, I guess you could argue, Cameron, is just a duplicitous little shit. You know, kind of look the part, but in reality is complete deep state. And I think that David Lammy is just an easily bought little puppet, and I think they all are. And we've just got to push the message. And I mean, I suppose that it's good to have. I think it is good to have these 5 seats reform in the Parliament, but I think what people have to realise, if they haven't yet realised, is that it is up to us. It's up to the grassroots. I was saying to people, look, I think you should vote reform, not for reform, but to vote for the grassroots, to try to keep Nigel's toes to the fire. That in turn, the Reform Party will help to keep the government toes to the fire. And that's, you know, but really, we have to accept that it's us or it's not going to happen. We need to provoke a general strike. I've been saying it for years, and I truly believe it's the only way that we can possibly just say, look, no more. We've had enough. And it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be detrimental in the short term economically. But I mean, for crying out loud, haven't they done that anyway? Won't they do it again to bring the Western world, the free world, as it were, in inverted commas, to its knees? We, you know, people have to understand that. We have to. It's up to us, and it's very, very painful, and it's really difficult when you talk to people and you're just seeing these kind of eyes glazing over. But we just have to keep going as best we can, because it's the only hope we've got. To hope for the best, i.e., you know, get a few reform seats or whatever. But I mean, let's face it. I mean, Farage is one of the club as well. The good thing is that in his manifesto, he was talking about some good stuff. Like he said, distancing from the World Economic Forum, for example, as opposed to, you know, just going the whole hog and sticking 2 fingers up, sort of thing. But that actually is really good. That at least that kind of language, at least the initials, the WEF, are being used in a political manifesto, and some of these guys have got into Parliament. So we can try to hold Farage to be talking about what is really going on with globalization, with this, I think it's pretty exposed now that the left-right synopsis is a false paradigm, and that the reality is liberty versus totalitarianism. We just need to push. So with the facts, as best we can, to as many people as we can, and hope that somebody like Farage, you know, helps us to do that a little bit. But we can hope for the best, but we absolutely need to plan for the worst, and that means we need to be absolutely active. And there you go. That's it.
Pandora Chaser in chat says Farage is going to play the PR. Excuse me. Farage is going to play the PR game of fake savior now, and I think that.
Well, he's very good at that. He did that over Brexit, which, as we know, was Brino, and he still calls it Brexit. I mean, you know, I mean that's a really good thing to be able to explain to people what a bunch of liars the mainstream media is, for example, because it's so easy to debunk when people call it Brexit, to say, well, hold on a sec, on that piece of paper, it was leave the EU. The UK to leave the EU. It wasn't for 3/4 of the UK to leave the EU. Therefore, what we did get was Brino. But why are they not calling it Brino? They call it Brexit. They are proven liars just with that alone. And then you can go into other details like, Boris procrastinating and basically totally ignoring Trump's offer of a trade deal, and so on and so forth, and until it was too late, which gave the impetus for that Northern Ireland backstop, which we know was completely unnecessary. But it's very, very easy to show how these guys are lying by certainly not talking about it and certainly not using the right vocabulary. But whether or not, there are so many people that just want to be in their own little world, and we just have to convince them, particularly if you've got kids, grandchildren, if they just care about humanity and the planet and things like that, you know what, it's about time that you got on board and really, really had a think and did a bit of research yourself to confirm whether or not we're talking a lot of nonsense, or whether actually, you know what, blimey, we're in serious straits here and we need to wake up.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing is that with a general strike, which I agree with, I think it's a good positive move forward. However, I can't see it happening because basically the virus, the media is the virus. We don't control the media, and therefore this is the problem that we have of waking people up, because it's via the media that you can give people, hey, just think about this, and then they'll click with them and then they'll see it. And once they start seeing little things, then that opens it up, which is why I'm looking for a revolution, taking down the media, whatever it is, and being able to broadcast our message, on there.
Yeah, I agree. I think a part of the revolution that we needs to involve picketing the mainstream media. So, for example, we do need picket lines outside the BBC demanding the truth, and those picket lines need to be fed. We need reinforcements, if you like. We need people backing, not just having one or two people in a protest on Saturday afternoon, but it needs to be a concerted effort. We need to be prepared to do it for months. And we need to have people backing those guys that are outside the BBC or ITV or whatever, GB News, demanding the truth. And off the back of that, maybe we could provoke a situation where, I mean, I know it sounds fanciful. It does sound fanciful. I think it's the only hope we got. I think if we don't create the situation where we domino effect of discontent and people saying, finally, no, I have had enough, and I realize that this is going to cost me in the short term, but in the longer term, it's going to cost me so much more if I don't get involved in this kind of way. I think it's the best hope we got, Simon. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Greg Romford says, I disagree, Simon. Many people simply don't wish to be awakened. It's like trying to persuade someone of a religion that their religion is the wrong one. Goodness knows, we've all tried to awaken many people, and some are just simply not receptive.
Yeah, I think he's got a very good point. The truth is that a lot of people that considered themselves, for example, small c conservatives over the course of the last 20, 30 years or so, when it comes to it, they actually will fight for tyranny because they're just frightened and scared, and they've probably got a bit of skin in the game because haven't we all somehow, even if it's just because we do a bit of shopping in some places here and there where we shouldn't. But but oh, blimey, I don't see any other way. I think we just have to try and hope that enough people wake up in time, and or that it just, for example, stalls things for long enough to wake globalist things for long enough that maybe more and more people can wake up to the reality. But no, I do agree with that guy. I mean, it is it's a real concern.
Yeah, the thing is I think
Kissinger said it. Kissinger said it, didn't he? Kissinger said it. He said, we create the right conditions, and we'll be able to put UN troops on the streets. In fact, people will be demanding. They'll be welcoming UN troops on the streets with open arms. And that was off the back of the Rodney King riots. But I mean, it sounds so prophetic. It's like it's where they are.
Well, one of the things now that we do know is that Starmer has been brought in to push things along quicker, and so
yeah,
that hopefully
absolutely
will hasten up everyone realizing, oh well, hang on a sec, in fact he's worse than I mean, I don't know if you saw all the immigrants coming in again, boatloads arriving straight away. The Rwanda plan thrown out, which was a good thing anyway. Because
that was rubbish anyway, but nonetheless, no, I hear that. I mean, and it's remarkable. He got what? He got 21% rounded up, of the electorate. 21% voted for, and they've got 410 seats. I mean, it's just incredible. It really, really is incredible. If ever there was a case to push PR. Representation. We are all suffragettes now, because it's not just about having a vote, it's about having a vote that counts. We are all suffragettes. We now idolize, the Western world idolizes the suffragettes. Now they went out and they bombed post boxes and the telegraph, as it were, not the newspaper, the actual telegraph in London. And they were, at the time, you could say they were considered terrorists, what have you. The establishment was certainly fighting back on the suffragettes, but now we're in exactly the same position. I don't see any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean,
and we really,
contractors say it's in chat. We need weapons, but if we had weapons, then we'd get in trouble. But prisons can only hold so much. I mean, I don't know if you heard that Starmer is releasing about 50% of the population.
I have heard that, yeah, and they're talking about building more prisons. They have been building these. Look, Simon, I'm going to have to go and catch my connection.
You have a safe flight.
But I just wanted to say big cheers to you. Awesome graphic. And hey, everybody. I launched this new thing last week, and it's called Canned KO. And it is a spin-off to Daily Chaos. And the first two, it's just 5-minute nuggets of what's going on, what's really going on. And I know that you guys know it, but they're really simple, hopefully to send to people, and just very succinct. One of them, for example, the first one that I put out down there under my name, one of them explains the duplicity of the last 14 years of Tory rule, and the other one explains why there is such a strong case now for PR with the Starmer Steel, really. So anyway, check that out. I'm going to go and get my flight, and I'll catch you next week. And Simon, God bless you, man, and thank you so much for standing in for me.
Anytime, my friend, anytime. And next time you're in the UK, you got to come out and stay with us.
God bless you, man. God bless you. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Lots of love to all of you. Stay strong.
Good night, sir. Yes, that was absolutely brilliant there. There we go. Let's put me back on. Why am I like this? I don't know why I'm like this. Oh, it's because I've got my stage is up. Let me just let's go on there. Let me just kick Ollie out. Thanks, Ollie. Thank you very much. Let's kick him from the studio, and then I can go big then. Why is that not going? Let's remove that. Let's add stage. There we go. I'm back. I'm back big with my big red spot on my nose. I don't know what to do with that. I think that was my lasagna because it was very greasy. But thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it. But it's not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end because we have coming up at 8 o'clock in 5 minutes' time. We have David Clues, the Emperor. I'm just going to play a very little quick clip as well, begging for money.
If you love the way they share all the facts laid out so bare, help them keep the vision fair, support them, show you care at supportunn.co.uk. Your donation goes a long way. Let's help them thrive every day for the stories that...
And just to say that your donation does go a long way. We've got software to pay for, new microphone to pay for. Did I say internet? You've got all the things, our time and everything like that. So we do rely upon you, our audience. So thank you so much to everyone that does donate. It really is appreciated because I get paid by David Clues to do the show. And that keeps me above the breadline, which is brilliant. So thank you ever so much. Thank you for joining me tonight. Should we have a quick look, just make sure there isn't any breaking news? Because there's... but I'm sure David will cover that anyway in his show. So, yeah, thanks all for joining me at Daily Chaos. I'm standing in just for this Tuesday. And is it good news as well? If you missed yesterday, Steve and Sue are going to come back and do a show once a month as well, which I'm looking forward to that as well. It is going to be really good. Thanks for your company, guys. And we'll see you all. I'll see you all in chat. Although I've got to go and take the dogs for a walk. That's my next job. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Good night.
Well, now you've met the Gold Eagle, and wasn't he an eagle ever so gold? You've seen that he's a ginger top, and what an eagle, what a thoroughly nice bloke. He's the Gold Eagle, a rinky-dink eagle, and it's as plain as your nose that he's the one and only truly original Gold Eagle from head to tail. Yeah, he's the one and only truly original Gold Eagle from head to tail.
Now I'm the king of the swingers, so the centrist VIP. I have no stance on racist rants, Ramoning calls to me. They're claiming I'm a wet wipe, just a haircut with no spine. But on this claim I must abstain and forensically opine. Cause I wanna be like you, I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You'll see it's true. The truth like me can learn to make Labour's red turn hoo.
Don't try to oppose me, man cub. Just make a deal with me. The complete free pass on all my gaps and new complicity.
I'll come to our hearty members who I knowingly misled for loving Jeremy, who lives rent-free deep inside my head. Cause I wanna be like you, I wanna flip-flop like you, play the left like you too. You'll see it's true. The truth like me can learn to make Labour right wing too.